When you think about Apollo 11, the name Buzz Aldrin evokes images of daring, bravery, as well as human achievement on a never-before-seen scale. It's hard to avoid seeing that momentous mission and Aldrin's contribution to it. This was a man who danced alongside the stars, walked on the moon, and eventually came to represent humanity's desire to travel beyond our planet. Aldrin brought to Apollo 11 a perfect mix of military efficiency and intellectual ability. Aldrin piloted the lunar module on Apollo 11. Furthermore, despite the title's seeming limitations, its importance cannot be emphasized. Aldrin was in charge of overseeing the intricate systems of the Eagle lunar module, making sure it could descend to the moon's surface and subsequently return to the command module. Aldrin watched over every bulb, switch, each bit of information. With the help of Aldrin's skillful hands and smart intellect, the Eagle disconnected from its command center and embarked on its momentous voyage to the lunar surface. There are rocks on the landing pad, a navigation computer that is raising alerts, and the gasoline is dangerously low. Aldrin and Armstrong, however, overcame these difficulties with an unfathomable composure. Buzz Aldrin was the next person to set foot on the lunar surface, following Armstrong's famous "one small step" announcement. Buzz conducted experiments, planted the American flag, and even had a little period of contemplation while on the moon. Aldrin engaged in more than just walking and working on the moon. He even demonstrated in a light-hearted manner what it was like to move in the moon's lower gravity. He captured a number of well-known images, including one of his boot prints on the moon that demonstrated the effects of soil pressure. In addition, he snapped one of the earliest selfies in space. He also made an appearance in one of the most famous images ever taken, one that Armstrong captured of Aldrin honoring the American flag on the moon. Do you know? Along with his technical expertise, Aldrin brought a great deal of energy and knowledge to Apollo 11. It was Buzz Aldrin who became ill with space sickness during the Apollo 11 lunar mission, marking the first instance of human space sickness. Motion sickness, or space sickness, is a condition where the brain receives contradicting information about how the body should move and orient in a weightless environment from the inner ear and the eyes. Symptoms of space sickness include headaches, nausea, vomiting, exhaustion, and appetite loss. Afterwards, Buzz Aldrin disclosed his space sickness in his autobiography. He discussed his space sickness in documentaries and interviews as well. He was putting a sextant to the test, which calculates the position and velocity of a spaceship by measuring the angle between two celestial objects. In addition, he performed an experiment in zero gravity using a floating pen and paper. After shaking his head quickly or shifting positions, he became ill and felt lost. He was concerned that his space sickness might impede his abilities and put the expedition in danger. He did, however, provide some extremely startling details concerning his time spent on the moon. The possibility that there are undiscovered buildings or possibly a base on the moon's far side is one of his most interesting theories. This theory is exciting and full of the appeal of the unknown, regardless of whether it's the remains of a long-gone civilization or the creation of alien entities. He has brought up strange abnormalities that have been seen on the moon in interviews and public appearances. Strange, unexplained formations or constrictions that are difficult to figure out as naturally occurring geological characteristics are among these anomalies. According to Aldrin, they might be signs of something greater, like a secret base or relic from a vanished society, possibly even something extraterrestrial. The moon's far side, sometimes known as the black side, is still mainly unexplored territory. Because of the moon's synchronous revolution, this side is always facing away from Earth. Could a base or secret constructions actually exist on the moon? Aldrin's remarks have sparked a lot of discussion and enthusiasm. The fact that an experienced astronaut like Aldrin wondered about the theory lends a level of weight that's difficult to deny, even though many of these discoveries can be explained as pareidolia, the sight of patterns when none truly exist. Finding and examining any old buildings or extraterrestrial bases on the moon could result in advances in technology. The imaginations of young and old alike are excited by the idea that there might be treasures hidden within just waiting to be found. If there are undiscovered buildings on the moon, they offer a fascinating challenge. It's wonderful to pursue the answers to these questions, which may hold the key to contemporary exploration's greatest treasure. It's a spark that ignites the creative sparks of dreamers, scientists, and adventurers alike. But few events in space travel history captivate the imagination as much as astronaut Edwin Aldrin's description of seeing an odd object during the famous Apollo 11 journey to the moon. In July 1969, the Apollo 11 mission was the center of attention. Armstrong, Collins, and Aldrin were the first three people to set foot on the moon. Glancing out the window, Aldrin noticed something strange drifting beside them. It was also more than a passing sight. This was something that was definitely genuine, observable, and present. Neither the item nor any identifiable space debris belonged to their spacecraft. It moved in a way that gave the impression that it was controlled rather than just falling randomly. The Apollo 11 astronauts were reluctant to report the unusual observation to mission control right away. They decided to start by asking oblique questions about where the stage of the Saturn V rocket they had just disconnected from was located. This was to see if this discarded part could be what Aldrin was seeing. The answer verified that the concerned stage was located 6,000 kilometers distant. There is still so much we don't know, despite having the most sophisticated technologies and highly skilled minds working for us. Aldrin's experience emphasizes how many secrets could be hiding in the wide reaches, just waiting for us to solve them. Many have been inspired to delve deeper and pose more profound questions about our cosmos and our position in it by what Aldrin observed. The discoveries being made by astronomers and scientists are expanding our knowledge. The discovery rate of exoplanets is thrilling, with many of them lying in the Goldilocks zone. There must be a gazillion other planets out there in the universe that are just waiting to be found and might be brimming with life. Consider the possible forms that life on other planets could have in addition to those that could arise from biological organisms. The universe is a playground of limitless potential. Although opponents may contend that there isn't any hard proof of extraterrestrial life, Aldrin's viewpoint is optimistic and based on possibility. That brings us to the end of the video. Thank you for being to the end of the video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and tell us what you think about this video below in the comment section.